Maybe I will take some minutes in order to admit the students to enter the Zoom. I think this procedure is important to ensure that nobody out of the class can come and make some disturbance, because till now there is no control in order to control who can enter the class. Okay, few minutes maybe we take in order to let the students enter. And also within this time it's considered as taking attendance, huh? Tamam? So all your names is appeared to me, and when I admit, it's recorded that these students attend our lecture. Okay. Okay, let's continue our lecture while I'm talking. So now we draw our picture about the meaning of concept. We move to answer this question: where do ideas or concept come from? Okay, how we can or where we can look for the idea, from which domain we can look for the idea. Okay, first of all, from the site. What we mean about the site? The site, the location where our project it will be constructed. Okay, so it's coming from the site analysis. This is why I told you previously the important part, which is scientifically also to build the knowledge according to our project, to visit the site, to make studies about the site, to analyze this site. The site where the building want to construct, there is some location, specific area, for the project. So this area actually is not just can be represented by the land. No, there is a lot of, let's say, aspects in the site. Okay, the area, the geometrical shape, let's say, geometrical shape of the area, the topography of the area, the environment of the site, the effects of يعني wind, the sun, the terrain of the site. Also, there is some, let's say, invisible aspects, which is the culture of the site. Also, the social relation within the site, the history of the site. So all these aspects should be analyzed. It's not just the physical aspects. No, there is social aspects. There is some cultural aspects. Okay, so all these aspects should be taken into the account in site analysis. After you make this analysis, maybe the concept is coming from the site. So this is the first, let's say, area where the concept or the idea coming from. Okay. Second thing, the program, or what we call it functional requirements. In each project, there is a program. What we mean about the program, yani for example, when we design a house, so we put a program or we put functional requirements according to our interview with the owner of the house, for example. We, as I told you, we sit with the parents of the family maybe, and we discuss with them about their requirements. Okay, so they said we need 2 bedrooms, for example. We need living area, we need 2 bathrooms, we need kitchen, store, reception area, for example. So this is the program of the project. You put the program of the project. This functional requirement, each function, activity, sleeping, day activities, let's say, night activities, entertainment activities, يعني these all activities, washing, all related to the human needs. Okay, so from the human needs and the family needs, for example, as we talk about the house, so we build the program of the project. Okay, and or what we call it the functional requirements. So maybe the concept is coming from the program. For example, let's suppose that a doctor come to you and he's asked you to make a house, and within his house he need to build, let's say, a clinic, personal clinic. So maybe from this program you built your idea or concept. For example, you said I will make your clinic upstairs. Okay, and there is a separate entrance for the clinic. So your idea is building from the program, from the requirements. The third also يعني let's say aspect where the idea or the concept coming from the place. As I told you, when you make a site analysis, this site is related to the place, related to the city of Arbil. So within the city of Arbil, there is a culture, there is a society. Okay, so maybe your idea is coming from this culture. Okay, so also this is maybe your idea is coming from. The technology or material or method, okay? So the technology you adopted in your design, maybe your idea is coming from technology or the type of material. For example, if you use a concrete material, your idea or your concept is quite different from using mud. If you know the famous architect Hassan Fathi, the Egyptian architect who adopt this way of design depending on the material, and he call it mud architecture. He's the father of mud architecture, العمارة الطينية. So depend in his concept of designing any project about the material, whatever these materials. For example, local materials. When you think about marshes in the south of Iraq, they built their houses from القصب والبردي. Okay, so this is quite different materials. Okay, here in the mountains they use stones or wood. So all it will be give you a different line in your design, different concept in your design. Or the method of structure. We will see some examples of famous architects depending on their method of the structure, for example. Personal architectural influences. This is a very important part where the ideas is coming from. Let's say these influences is coming from your ideal architect, for example. Zaha Hadid, like Zaha Hadid, she has her effects in the field of architecture. So a lot of architects, especially students, maybe more female students, affected by these personal architectural influences by Zaha Hadid. So they influenced by her. Okay. Also by movement. In each time there is a movement in let's say in art in general. It's not just in architecture, in art. So maybe there is, for example, modern architecture. This is a movement appear in the all over the world in let's say 20th of in the beginning of 20th century, 1920, for example. This is a movement. After that, there is another movement, post-modernism. Okay, so also this is another movement which influence in the concepts or ideas of the architects in their designing. It could be come from the space, okay, from the space, from emotions, whatever the situation of the, so whatever it's personal emotion or society emotions. Speed, technology, memory, place, it's all these are president's research, also by research could be the idea is coming from. So maybe is more familiar for the latest students is coming from movements. Let's say this is a most important part or personal not important, but familiar, let's say. Personal architectural influences, huh? These two parts, huh? Or let's say, يعني, this is maybe one nowadays, يعني, is more effective. But all these aspects is very good, let's say, aspects where the ideas or concepts for any design is coming from.
Mr. Sometimes the ideas come from a movie or animation or an anime. It could be
Yeah,
any concept.
this is could be under personal architectural influences. Yes, it could be. Yani, you as architect influenced by, let's say, TV series of Game of Thrones. Huh? So your concept is coming from this, let's say, TV series. Huh? So it's part of personal influences. This is you influenced by some artwork. Huh? Yani, it's not just movie. It could be, for example, some sculpture for famous architect or famous يعني artist. Okay, يعني, or maybe it's coming from a painting. Let's say for a painting of Picasso, Cubism, which adopted Cubism in his work. So maybe your idea is coming from this. So this is under personal architectural influences. You as an architect, your personality influenced by some other works, whatever. It's from domain of architecture or out of domain of architecture, maybe from art, or even from out of this domain. So it could be influenced by anything as architect. Dimensions of concepts. Any building concept should provide exterior expression and interior expression. This is a very critical issue and very, let's say, missing part in most of the, let's say, students' projects. Okay, and even for new architects. يعني, when we have a concept, this concept should be provide exterior expression and interior expression. Most of the students in their projects, they just take in the first one, exterior expression, and they never think about interior expression. So what we mean about exterior expression is the form or elevations. This is what we mean about exterior expression. يعني, just look to the outs of our building, the envelope of the building. So the mostly their concept focus on the exterior expression, the form of our building or of their building, the elevations of the buildings. So this is يعني missing part actually. We should also take care about the interior expression because the human live inside the building, not outside the building. This is the most important thing. Please pay attention for this part. When you look for your concept, okay, the exterior is important and also interior is important as much as the exterior. Okay, so whatever you look for your concept, think about the human of how he use your project, and the human use the project from interior. Okay, the exterior
But,
it
yeah. But sir, in our society, most of the people, they care about exterior expression. That's why the architects care about exterior expression.
yeah, this is something wrong, huh? Uh, and even for architect, his understanding wrong, because why? For the first impression, it's okay. The exterior take the most intention. Okay, first impression. Yani when you see a building, it's very attractive building, a very beautiful building, and very, let's say, take the attention of the people. Oh, it's very nice. This is okay. So this is the first impression. After that, day by day, week by week, month by month, year by year, the people, they use the building. Huh? They experience this building. They go through the building. They use the spaces inside the building. Huh? Uh, they practice their life inside the building. So after that, uh, if your building or in your design not take much important for the interior of your building, uh, the impression, the first impression is going lost. Tamam? After that, they said, oh, this is the worst building. This building is very bad. Huh? We cannot use this building. When I enter the building, I feel uncomfortable. Tamam? So the interior take this action for a long period, not like exterior. Exterior is just for first impression, and first impression maybe after you see the building uh, 10 times, let's say, okay, whatever is beautiful, whatever is effective, you lose this impression, okay. And for long term, the interior expression took the place. And this is why I coming to also the examples of the Hadid buildings. Is not just because of their exterior. No, you cannot judge about her design unless you go and visit uh, and experience this building. Really, it's fascinating, yeah. Because of the interior, not because of the exterior expression. Maybe some of let's say architect not agree with me, but really when you visit these project and experience the interior of these projects, every day you will find something new. Every movement you will find something different. Every minutes within your moving inside, you will experience get better and better and better. So يعني please, the problem of students projects or even new architect, when they adopt the exterior expression and take for example the Hadid as an example, and influenced by their work, they just look for the exterior. They never experience the interior. And most of their work, when we يعني, evaluate these projects of the students, the problem of the interior and for me, I give them a very low mark, because just take one part and not fulfill the most important part, which is the interior expression. So the dimension of concept should provide, should provide. I never said could provide one, exterior or interior. No, should provide both exterior and interior. So the both are important, and the concept should يعني, take care about the exterior and interior, okay, together. And we also, we should united, we go to the principle of our design, the unity between exterior and interior, okay. Okay. For attendance, as I told you, يعني, when I admit all of you, it will be يعني, the attendance for you. Okay. Now we move to another part, levels of expression. What we mean about levels of expression. The concept should be appeal to both the normal layman, okay, the professional specialist, okay. The concept should be appeal to both normal layman and professional specialist. What we mean about this, let's say, these words, okay. Whatever we have a building, okay, يعني, I give you also some examples for you in order to be يعني, some also I give example from the students projects because here we have problems. Some projects of the students, in his work, he write maybe a newspaper about how he explained the his idea. Okay, so this is not the right way of explaining the concept. The concept should have many levels of expression. Could be understood by simple people, okay, normal people, okay, and also by a profession or by specialists in architecture. Yani in each, let's say, levels, as you see here in this figure. So here we have a building, this building, okay. So this one, the first man, which is businessman, let's say, okay, he understand the building, the concept that this building or this project is coming from the chart, and the financial, let's say, يعني domain. So he can understand that this building, the concept of this building is represent the financial value of the building, okay. The other one, which is interesting in reading books, for example, so يعني he understand that this building is coming from the book, okay, and so on till maybe the last one, who is specialist, okay, he think that this is the utopia of the concept of this building, something ideal for him, and for the يعني other, it's so the idea it should be give expression for different people, maybe give different expression, whatever, but each people can understand it. Okay, no need to write a book in order to explain your concept, or write 7 pages in order to explain your idea. Otherwise, nobody will receive your message. Okay. In each design, as يعني there is a message in your design. So if the people cannot receive your message, يعني there is no any interaction between you and the people. So next, let's say heading elements of concept generation and expression. So in these words, يعني we can see the elements of concept generation, from how we can generate the concept and express about it. So it's coming from function, form, materials. This is the elements, يعني how we can use these elements in order to generate the concept. Function, the function, maybe this new word for you. You see in this lecture, يعني we discuss a lot of, let's say, terms which is familiar in architecture. You will hear it many times. So يعني it's very important for you to know what we mean about these terms. This is your, let's say, future language. You will use these terms in your career, in your study. So the function, as I explained maybe previously, the activities which could be conducted in a specific space. Okay, the form, we talk about the form in first first semester, and we يعني explain this. Materials that we need we use it in order to translate our project to reality. Okay, and structure, how these materials could be constructed, supported by the structure. There is a lot of systems of structures. You will learn it in building construction, maybe. Lighting, okay, ventilation. This is some engineering aspects which are related to light, ventilation, in order to give some healthy building. Meaning and philosophy, this is which are related to the language or the messages of your design. Now, any questions till now? Okay. So I think for today, I think for today we will يعني stop till here. We will continue inshallah tomorrow because maybe يعني some of you are not ready. The decision is coming so late, and يعني and I don't want to give you 6 hours of lectures. It's too much for one day, and it's not ready. يعني actually it's 2 hours at a theory part is quite enough, tomorrow we will take maybe lecture about يعني also the graphic. Okay. So you will not get boring anymore if I continue to finish. Not too much information is coming to you in one time. So for today, I think this is quite enough for you. In order, I will upload these videos for you again. In maybe some of you have some interrupted connection. I see some students going out and coming back. So maybe they missing some parts of the lecture. So you can يعني watch it again if you're missing something. And fix note, please fix note. Fix your questions, missing information. You can ask tomorrow. We will give you maybe some time, minutes, in order to give some questions for the feedback for today, and we will continue for next lecture, inshallah. We will prepare for you assignments. The assignment for this topic, the concept, we will give you different projects, and we will ask you to يعني make a report about the concept of each project. We will give you very famous projects, okay, in architecture for famous architects, and we will ask you to do many let's say assignment for these projects. I think it's يعني the work you need to cooperate between two or three students, okay, maximum. It's a group work. This is a very let's say good process in order to make a collaboration between the students. Believe me, the architect work is a collaboration between groups. Is not let's say a single work. Okay, so you need to use a group work, not a single work. At least for this stage, يعني maybe you can يعني make groups and give me the names of the groups, 2 or 3 maximum groups. Please collect these names, and it should be ready for today, inshallah, in order to يعني give you the assignment. Okay, I will explain the assignment tomorrow, inshallah. Okay, thank you for today. See you tomorrow.
Thanks.
See you.
Welcome.
See you.
Please list your questions. If you have any questions for tomorrow, list it, write it in notes, and prepare it for tomorrow. Okay. Thank you for today. Meet you tomorrow. Bye-bye.